Hey guys, welcome back to another Horror Friday for the Nerdery. I have something fun for you guys this week. It's something a little bit different, shaking up. We're having Flashback Fridays with Full Moon Patti this week. I picked out 4 movies, all of which came out over 20 years ago, and each one is from a different decade. I love old movies. I always have. I can deal with the hokiness that a lot of people can't get past. So let's start out in 1966, a movie called The Fearless Vampire Killers, or Pardon Me, But Your Teeth Are in My Neck, came out. I don't know why they did that for a while, but I really think it's funny. They had like dual titles. One of them usually really funny. This movie was done and also co-starred Roman Polanski. It starred Sharon Tate, which was really exciting and something different. Everybody's heard of the Manson murders and that whole ordeal, but this is actually getting to see her be an actress and what she did. This is a spoof film about vampires. It takes place over in Transylvania, of course. The researcher, which is an old, kind of wily old man, and his apprentice go into this town searching for vampires, doing research and trying to kill them. And so they go into this inn, and the innkeeper is this old, kind of lecherous, yucky guy. And so you have that you're laughing at. And everybody's just bumbling around and goofy because, like I said, it is a spoof film. They have a daughter at this inn that is home from school. They say school, but she looks a little bit old to be in a school, where back in the day it seemed like more often they would have like 30, 40-year-old people playing teenagers, which is really odd because also the assistant, they always call him boy, but he's obviously like 30. It made me laugh. But the daughter in this inn gets kidnapped by the vampire, and it goes through them trying to go save her and what the vampire's doing and his family of vampires and all this stuff. And it was goofy. She got kidnapped because she has this weird obsession with taking baths, and that's how he got to her by herself. And so it was funny. They're bumbling. It was hokey. I absolutely love this movie. I found it years ago. I give it 5 out of 5 full moons. I love this. It's definitely worth a watch if you like that kind of thing. Definitely not to be taken seriously. I also, the next decade I have, was a film from 1978, which was a remake of a film from 1956. It's Invasion of the Body Snatchers. This version stars Donald Sutherland, Jeff Goldblum, and Leonard Nimoy. It's like all the nerd love right there. Pretty much everybody's heard jokes about the body snatchers or the pod people and stuff like that, and that's where this comes from. People start acting weird. Their spouses and families realize it. They start acting very unemotional, very weird. And so people are kind of getting an idea something's going on, something's up, and they find a mutilated or a mutated corpse. And so that leads on to figuring out exactly what's going on. And they have these pods that turn people into alien clones, but the pods aren't like a tech pod. They're more like a plant pod. So I think that's kind of neat and something. They're trying to take over the world, of course, and it's these people battling to save humanity and survive and stuff like that. Again, really hokey, but still eerie enough that it kind of draws you in, and you have to take into a lot of consideration about the time period these movies came out in. The things were very different. Special effects were very different. I gave this one a 4 out of 5 full moons. Still a really solid movie. I watch it every time I see it pop up anywhere. I'll probably eventually own it someday when I come across it. But 4 out of 5, thoroughly enjoyed it. If you haven't watched it, even go back and watch the one from 56. I mean, I haven't watched that one yet, but I'm definitely going to look that one up too. Next up, I'm hitting up the 80s. I had a really hard time with this one because it seemed like the horror genre went into this big boom where there was just hit after hit after hit, like huge successes with these movies and ones that are iconic to today and have lasted through the test of time and everything. I mean, Nightmare on Elm Street, Evil Dead 1 and 2, Hellraiser, The Shining, Gremlins, Fright Night, Poltergeist, Lost Boys, Child's Play, Pet Sematary, all came out in the 80s. So instead of going into just easily doing one of those, because we've all seen them, I wanted to pick one that I think a lot of people probably haven't seen that I thought was just as good as the major box office hits. This one I picked was From Beyond. It came out in '86. This movie stuck with me till today. Seriously, I remember seeing it as a kid, and some of the scenes, even for years I didn't remember what the movie was called, but I always had these in my mind when I thought of the horror genre. This story is a crazy scientist found a way to access a parallel universe using the pineal gland in your brain. And so he builds this machine and he's accessing this, and all of a sudden he comes up murdered, or they think he's been murdered. And his assistant, they think, did it. So the assistant, a detective, and a psychiatrist, one of those, a shrink, band together to solve the crime, find out if he's dead or not, and just figure out the whole mystery. This was really weird. The special effects were very 80s. You could tell when it was a special effect. You could see like the outline on the creatures sometimes, but there was great physical special effects with, there's a lot of mutated monster type of creatures. The scientist was also mutated through a good chunk of the movie, and that special effects were great too. He looked slimy and gross and melty, and it was really creepy. And the one one part of this that definitely stuck with me through the years was because of this machine and the parallel universe and everything and whatever made it work, a couple of the characters had like a hole in their forehead right there, and it had this thing come out of it, this like little tiny snake thing, and it was the creepiest, grossest thing. And it still stands for me that it's one of the creepier, grosser things I've seen. It still makes my skin crawl. It was goofy, but it was still serious enough. It had a feel of those 80s movies. I absolutely love this because it did make such an impact through all of this time and how many millions of horror movies I've seen. It still has always been in the back of my mind. Definitely a 5 out of 5. Definitely something to go look up because it's weird. Don't expect the high tech of today, of course, because it did come out in the 80s. But absolutely love this movie. And for my last movie I have for you, we're hitting up the 90s. This is The Mangler, which was recommended to me a week or two ago on our live broadcast on Sundays. It stars Robert Englund, which I love. I always say if he was painting a wall and watching it dry, I would probably watch that too. I don't care. If he's in it, I'm in. Sign me up. He's a older, rich man and really a vile human being. And he owns a industrial laundry company. And there's this giant industrial ironing machine thing that starts feeding on blood and killing people. And you go through the story and find out that it's tied into the rich families in this town and why they're so successful, and sacrifices and child sacrifices, and it's gory, and I laughed probably a bit more than I should have, but I'm also watching it 20, 30 years after it came out. I really did enjoy it more than I thought I would. It's Robert Englund. I mean, really, any movie, like I said, I'm willing to sit down and watch. I give this movie a full 5 out of 5 full moons, even though I just watched it now instead of watching it when it came out. I loved it. Definitely something to go check out. So, to business. As always, we are brought to you by Captain Jack's Elixirs at www.captainjackselixirs.com. Also, All Star Comics in Baytown, Texas. Phone number is 281-839-7127. Make sure if you like our videos, you like down there, you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any videos we post. It'll give you alerts and everything. Also, don't let the party stop there. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We also have a website where we do write-ups on reviews of comics, films, toys, games, all of that stuff at thenerdery.net. Thanks, guys.